Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci could be the definition of a Renaissance man to most. He created exceptional art. He had an immensely imaginative, inquiring mind. His ideas and inventions were often centuries ahead of others. Calling him a scientist might be inaccurate, but he certainly was one of the greatest dreamer inventors of all times. There was a price to pay for such a wide range of interest. Throughout his life, patrons found it frustratingly difficult to make Leonardo deliver promised works on time, and his biography features a number of unfinished or abandoned projects. Yet, during his life, he was highly regarded by his peers and was able to find patrons. It is said he was also a person of extraordinary charm and a brilliant conversationalist. Leonardo da Vinci trained in Florence in the workshop of the eminent painter Andrea del Verrocchio. Then, in 1482 or 1483, he went into service of Duke Ludovico Sforza in Milan. The workshop provided an exceptionally wide range of artistic training. In addition, Florence was the place of a discovery that had seminal impact on the visual arts, that of linear perspective. There was also the tradition of multidisciplinary pursuits, exemplified by architects from Guido to Filippo. In Milan, Da Vinci painted the Last Supper on the refectory wall in the Dominican convent of Santa Maria del Grazie. The painting soon achieved widespread fame, and by the 17th century have been commented on a very great miracle. From a technical point of view, his painting was revolutionary because of his introduction of the light and shade technique and new ways of composition. During this period, he also painted the portrait of Cecilia Gallerini, which is known as the Lady with an Ermine. This painting was recently brought to London from Hancock for the exhibit Leonardo da Vinci, Painter at the Court of Milan, at the National Gallery. Leonardo spent about a decade at the Sforza court. At that time, the Italian city-states entered a politically turbulent period. The French invaded the Italian peninsula, and Florence became a republic after expulsion of the Medici family. The invasion of Milan in 1499 forced Leonardo to return to Florence. He became irritant. He kept returning to Milan, traveled in Italy in 1502 and 1503 while in the service of Cesare Borgia, and stayed in Rome for a time. In Florence, over a period of several years, he painted the Mona Lisa, a portrait of the wife of Francisco del Giocondo. When Milan fell to the French in 1516, he entered into the service of Francis I, the King of France, and left Italy. He died in Clos-Lucé in France. The Mona Lisa is one of the most recognized pieces of art, especially by Leonardo da Vinci. The earliest account of Leonardo's life is included in the Lives of Artists written by Giorgio Vasari. The first edition was published in 1550, and the enlarged second edition appeared in 1568. Since then, there has been a constant stream of works devoted to his life, with the book by Kemp probably being the latest. Leonardo's legacy is his paintings. His preliminary cartoons and the collection of manuscripts known as the Notebooks, which were compiled mostly after his death, frequently from loose notes. Only 15 of his paintings have survived. On the other hand, the notebooks consist of thousands of pages. The key characteristic of Leonardo's approach was meticulous technique and intellectual preparation of his painting projects. First of all, he was an almost obsessive observer of the human figure. The notebooks show his fascination with shape, movement, and the proportions of the human body. A bald fat man with a broken nose in profile is an example of this. The drawing comes from the Royal Collection at Windsor and is one of the 1,000 images of people of all shapes and sizes and ages that Leonardo drew. Building and perfecting his vast database, underlying this was his deep interest in anatomy, which he studied in a focused way to understand human shape and function. The end.